Hi, I'm going to show you how to remotely control GNOME and KDE applications and how it can easily fit into an automated testing framework. The main component we'll be using is the LDTP Python library. What we have here is a local command prompt right here and a remote VNC session here. The application that we're going to play around with today is the GNOME help application. To set things up on the machine running the test application, you'll need accessibility enabled, and you can do that under the Assistive Technology Preferences. Right here, this checkbox needs to be checked, and after you close this, you'll need to log out and log back in, but I've already done that on this machine. The next thing you'll need is the Python interpreter, which comes with most distributions, and the Python LDTP library. Then you can install that using Python's easy install. And you can see that that is already installed. So the next thing we're going to do is start the LDTP server. And you can do that with a pretty simple command. And that's it. That's pretty much all you need to do to get the server running. It is using a default listening port of 4118. And where it actually gets interesting is taking advantage of the design of LDTP, which is set up as a XMLRPC server and client put together. But we don't have to use the built-in Python client to talk to the server. We can actually use a remote XMLRPC client to talk to the server. This is sort of an undocumented feature. So just to keep things simple, we'll use a Python command line as the client. You can use any XMLRPC client, any Java library, XMLRPC client, any language that has XMLRPC protocol will work. So this makes it very simple to fit it into an existing test automation framework because you can use whatever language and libraries you're already using. So to demonstrate how to connect to it, we'll use the XMLRPC lib built into Python. And server proxy is the class that provides this functionality. And all we need to do is give it the URL of the XMLRPC server we just started. And now we have a XMLRPC client. So in order to play around with this API, you're going to need to know what's available. So we can look at the LDTP documentation. And here you can see a list of classes that you can interact with. For instance, there's a checkbox, combo box, push button. So you can see the push button has a click method, and it shows you all the arguments that each method requires. So going back to our client, we're going to launch the application that we want to test. And as you can see, that launched the application. So now what we want to do is click some buttons. In order to do that, we're going to need to know how to reference those buttons. And so we can do that using another package called Dogtail, which comes with an inspector program. So we can do yum install Dogtail. And the program that we actually want to use is called sniff. And this is the browser. So you can see that it has GNOME help here. And we can expand that and see what's inside. And as you click all these things, it'll highlight on the actual application what those refer to. So this is a home button, and this is a search bar. So we want to grab the search bar, which is called search. So going back to our client, if we want to type something in that search bar, we're going to use p.settextvalue, the name of the window, and then the name of the thing we want to type in, and what we want to type. We'll search for the word display. And you can see that that just filled in the word display. So it hasn't actually searched for display yet because we need to hit the enter key. And we can actually control that as well using gnome-app. And how to use these things is all in the API documentation that I just showed. And as you can see, that caused the GNOME help application to load everything for display. And just as one more demonstration, we'll click the back button to go back to the previous page, and that's the click method. And actually the window is now called display, so we'll use that as the title, and the button's name is actually back. As you can see, that clicks back. And that's really all there is to driving GNOME apps from a remote machine. I'm writing a Java xmlrpc client specifically for LDTP. The GitHub URL for that code is in the description of this video. It doesn't have all the bindings for the entire API yet, but it's usable. I hope you found this helpful. Thank you.